Well, good morning. It's official. Spring is definitely sprung. I can't tell you how excited I am about that. Little bits of green popping up everywhere. There's life coming out of little hidey holes that have been hiding away all winter. Oh, it's great. Not exactly warm yet. It was down to about 22 degrees last night, but we're on the upswing. I can feel it. Enough about the weather though. It's been a few weeks since you and I have talked, so we got a lot of stuff we got to cover and we got a whole lot of work we got to do. So let's just jump right into it. We're gonna go for a little walk. We need to pick up the tractor and hopefully do some more digging today. All right, let's walk and talk. All right, I think before we go any farther, it needs to be said again that here we're totally off the grid. That means no power, no water, and no reliable internet access. So for those of you who've left questions, comments, emails, messages, I can't respond to you. And also it's awful difficult to upload a video if we don't have regular internet access. But those questions and comments and messages, they do come through when a little errant bit of cell-phone service tickles my phone. So at least I can read your messages, but not able to respond. So the second thing I should mention is that for the last few weeks, we've been stuck here. And I don't mean stuck metaphorically or because of a lack of direction or a lack of motivation. I mean physically stuck. This place has been a mud hole. As soon as the ground started to thaw out, it just, well, we just sank every which way and we're stuck. So we haven't been able to get out here, which means we haven't been able to communicate with you. But it's gonna happen. I think tomorrow we're able to get out of here. The ground's looking pretty good. So the third thing, some of you may be wondering what we've been doing with ourselves for the last few weeks, stuck here on Mud Island. Well, we've been busy. We're always busy. We made some trails, like that one we just walked on. Beyond the trails, we've been really mostly just trying to deal with the mud. We've been dealing with drainage, we've been trying to patch up roads, and we drug out well over 100 dead trees, trying to make this place a little more fire safe for the summer. And on top of that, milled up mountains of lumber. Yeah, we've been busy, non-stop. Always working on something. But because we haven't had reliable internet access, well, I've made a few videos of our last few weeks, but I haven't been able to upload them. So we're gonna skip those for now. Maybe we'll come back to them later and just move ahead to where we are now, because that just seems like the right thing to do to me. So we're gonna skip over all the times we got stuck in the mud in the tractor, all the logs we drug out, all the milling we did, and the countless days I spent just trying to keep the tractor running. We've been dealing with everything from flat tires to regulators. Look at that. Rotten and crusty wiring to blown out hoses, thermostats, and just a ton of way past due general maintenance that really has needed to happen for a really long time. That's been a battle. She's working pretty good now though, so don't you worry. Today we're gonna use this sucker. Let's go for a little drive.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
today we're gonna try to dig this foundation out. Last time we were here was about 3 weeks ago, and with all the mud we've had, we haven't been able to do anything about this here. It's just been too thick, too soupy, because the last time we were here, this is what it looked like. We got a big snowstorm, then when it melted, this place was just impassable. There's nothing we could do about it. So this hole's been sitting, as I see it now, for about 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks, I don't know. In quite a while. But today we're going to try to get this foundation hole dug. Crossing our fingers. Let's see if the weather holds out and see how it goes. Look at that, we got a big hole. That looks like real progress. But unfortunately, what's left is just really gonna be done by hand. Ideally, we'd have a finish bucket or a scraper bucket on the backhoe, but the backhoe bucket we have has teeth and it just can't get all the nooks and crannies. I've been trying to buy a scraper bucket for, well, since we had this thing. I just haven't been able to find one. We've been trying to rent something around here, but there's so much construction going in the area. Rentals are weeks, if not months out. So we're doing it by hand, but there's about half the house foundation cleared off already, and it only took us maybe 2-3 hours of hand digging to get that far. So it's not gonna be terrible, but it's not all that fun. But I think really by the end of the day, we should hopefully be able to have most of the loose stuff off of the granite, and that's going to be about it for the hole. So not too bad, really. Real progress. Some four-wheeling.
Like 300 pounds of dirt.
Nice job, Brenda.
Hey, that was a lot of shoveling.
I love digging.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that was a pretty productive day. A lot of digging, but productive. Whew. I think today we both probably would agree a smaller house would have been a whole lot easier. But look at that. We got a big hole. That's pretty exciting. And now you can really kind of see the contour of the ground, or how the bedrock is beneath all this dirt. We didn't know what this was going to look like until we dug. And it's, I guess, fairly close to what we assumed, but because of the contour of the ground, we have decided to shift the house by a couple of, actually about 3 feet, to make it fit on the rock a little bit better. Which means we still have a little more digging to do tomorrow. This bank right here is going to have to get cut back about 3 feet to make this all work out. But all in all, I think we got about as good as we could have with this ground here. We knew it was going to be a big conglomerate of granite that was going to be wavy and all over the place. And that's what it is. But here on this portion right here, you know, I've had some of you ask about crawl space versus pier and beam foundation versus a slab on grade. Really, a pier and beam, that was our original idea. That would have worked pretty well here. But we really wanted storage under the house, an enclosed crawl space that would be conditioned because the wintertime, well, things freeze around here. Just this year we had below 0 temperatures for quite a few days. So this is going to be an enclosed conditioned crawl space. And by crawl space, I don't mean one that's about 12 inches or 18 inches tall. This portion of the house right here, it's going to be pretty close to 6 feet tall, based on the slope from the far corner to this low corner right here, just to have the house level. There's about a 6-foot elevation drop. So the crawl space is going to be about 6 feet deep on this main portion of the house, which will give us lots of room for storage. We can have our mechanicals down below in this area, and water tanks, really, because of the freezing and because we're going to be on a well. Having water storage tanks in a heated place is going to be kind of crucial, because there isn't enough dirt to bury the tanks here. We're on granite. So enough of that rambling for now. We did pretty good today. Bit more digging tomorrow to finish out this lower portion, but then it's just going to be dirt management. We've got mountains of dirt that got to be moved somewhere. All right, it's break time. See you tomorrow. Well, it's another day. Gonna see if we can't get this hole finished up today. We'll see. I don't know. At this point, we've got this little section back here that we gotta basically clean out the last bit of dirt there, and realistically dig this wall a little bit that way, because we are shifting the house. So at this point, to start out, I'm really just on dirt patrol. We're gonna try to clean this place up right now. We got mountains of dirt and it's getting pretty difficult to move around with the backhoe. So that's step number one, move dirt. Haven't really figured out where we're putting it yet. We'll see. This right here has been the bane of my existence for really the last few weeks, maybe the last month. Gotten stuck I don't know how many times. I've been actually trying to get out of here for about 15 minutes. It's just not going well. Made a few passes with the backhoe, just moving some dirt, and the ground seemed perfectly fine, and then it wasn't. It just went to complete mush. The backhoe just sank right to the belly. And there she sits. Normally we can use the backhoe and the front bucket to push down in the dirt, pick up the backhoe, move it around, and help get unstuck, but the ground just got so soft that the bucket and the backhoe bucket are just sinking into the mush. So I don't know, I'm gonna take a little break, get something to eat, and come back and tackle this in a little bit. Ah! Cheers, we're out. Hallelujah. But I think that's gonna be about it for this dirt for a while. This ground just went to mush instantly. Ah! But we've been keeping piles of these little logs around right over there. See that? I'm almost out of them. Just been keeping them on standby just because we're getting stuck so much. Got them actually spread out all around the property in strategic locations. Almost out. Gonna need another pile pretty soon because those logs get buried in the mud and they're gone forever. Alright, I guess we're just back to hand scraping dirt. There's only a little bit left. Well, I think we're about done for now. It's not completely done, but it's really close. We just got a little bit more cleaning to do. And that'll happen, who knows, in the next handful of days. But right now, our hands are a little tired from all the digging. Whew! But I would say we made some pretty good progress in just a couple of days. We got ourselves a hole. That's pretty exciting. And really, right now, at least we can kind of see what we're dealing with as far as putting in the footing and starting to build the foundation. It's not going to be exactly easy, but at least we know what we're dealing with. So I think we're going to call that an episode here. We'll get into more details about what we're doing with this foundation and the footing and all that stuff as we get a little closer. But as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.